The company behind the new power station at Hinkley Point in Somerset hinted at a gold rush today if the scheme ever gets off the ground.
EDF offered contracts to local firms worth £225 million for everything from making signposts to supplying eggs for breakfast.
So some examples: local dairies and bakers called Somerset Larder. They'll provide 8,000 meals a day on the site. That contract is worth £8 million.
A family coach firm, Crossville in Weston-super-Mare, has bagged a transport contract to help move 5,000 workers per day. And Host, a group of 4 Somerset companies, will provide beds for 1,500 construction workers.
The trouble is, it could be pie in the sky because the finance isn't yet in place to get the whole project off the ground. Dickon Hooper reports.
Everyone has a view on nuclear power, but most agree if EDF does finish Hinkley C, local businesses will benefit. Like Greg Parsons, his consortium has been signed up to supply the workers with local food and drink. Non-alcoholic, of course.
We're all quite optimistic. We have to be, because we do this for love at the moment rather than for the commerciality of it. For local supply, it's fantastic. Immediately there'll be, at peak, about 200 job opportunities that weren't there before. But what we're doing is working with the local colleges and skills providers to make sure we've got a supply chain of people coming into hospitality.
Other winners today, local bus companies who'll ferry in the workers to build the plant.
We're going to be transporting up to around 8,000 people a day in its peak, moving from the counties of Somerset, North Somerset counties, and further afield to Bristol, Exeter, even as down far as Plymouth.
Not much sign of those workers today, though. Work here has paused, although that's not the case around the county.
EDF Energy announced a pause on the project some while ago, but of course the work in the background on the supply chain has continued at pace. And it had to, because of course this was always going to happen, and when of course it does, we need to make sure that Somerset businesses are ready.
That pause is because EDF still faces a legal challenge to Hinkley C from the Austrian government, and it still hasn't signed off on the investment behind the build.
We're seeing real positive momentum towards a financial investment decision as quickly as possible. But if you look behind us, there's a massive amount that we've done. You know, we are pioneering. We realise that. You know, this is a huge infrastructure project, and huge infrastructure projects take a long time to get off the ground. So, yes, personally, I'm a little frustrated, but I think, you know, I'm also very positive and lifted by the news today.
EDF say a decision on the investment could be made after the summer. The contracts for local businesses announced today are significant, but they're not yet cash in the bank. Dickon Hooper, BBC Points West.
Well, thank you.